After investigating the mysterious death of the Colonel from the Svelte Mushroom Inn, the party decided to check off one of their side quests and go in search of Miarelle, the estranged and lost wife of Glorandal, the elf that they met on the way to Keld. They came across the orc encampment. However, everything was silent. Upon further investigation, they found that the orcs themselves were dead, and in them were very quite recognisable grung arrows. It was about this time that they were ambushed suddenly from the grung in the trees. They defended themselves very valiantly, killing 2 of them. Parter enthralled one of them, made them dance for him. Eventually they intimidated the rest of them, the other remaining 2, who ran off into the woods. Parter then convinced his new friend to follow them by dancing, and that's where we take off on this campaign. So that's over with. Let's roll over into that. For episode 19, we'll be starting off the session with a level up for everybody. That means rolling hit dice on camera.
Yay!
So we'll go from the left to the right. So Ellie, we'll start with you. So as a ranger, you have a D10 for your hit dice.
Yeah.
This one?
Yep, so roll that.
How many times? Just once?
Just the once.
5.
Nice middle of the road. If you go to edit your character sheet, it'll be at the top of the class page, and you can add manually enter 5 into it.
I am now on 50 hit points.
Damn.
Try and kill me.
I haven't even broken 30.
Well, let's find out.
You
Parter,
Hi.
for a druid, you roll a d8.
Can I roll a little bit higher?
Roll a date.
Only you can find out.
That's a no.
Good luck.
You've just hit 30.
1. Can I use my luck and roll again? So I'm now on 30.
Yes.
That's the reason I'm a coward.
Okay.
So to recap, we got 5, 1, 1, 5, 5.
5 squad.
Yeah.
You cursed me.
That's one. High five?
No.
High 5.
High five?
No.
High five?
No.
High five.
High five.
I don't even.
Lovely.
Or as Daniel taught us today,
Salmon.
salmon.
What?
Ask Daniel.
Shout out to Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm only going to shout out to Daniel if he gives me that backpack.
We can't bribe Daniel on camera.
I've worked hard, bribery-wise, for this.
Free shout out to Insert Coin.
So what's everybody's new hit point total? So got Pip, you're on 50.
50.
Parter, you're on 30.
Yes.
Mike, 31.
33.
33. So you got +2 on the constitution modifier. Chad, what are you at?
I should be on 45, but my thing froze.
You got +4 to your constitution.
Oh my god, sorry. I thought you said hit points.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Like, you got +4 to your constitution.
We're such amateurs.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Wasn't paying attention. I'm trying to get this thing to work.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry.
I can always add it in for you. That's no problem.
No, I
and
can do
Aya,
it.
so you should be on
I can do it.
34.
He just turned it off.
You don't need to be on this.
In and out. In and out. It went in and out of my mouth.
I was going to say you're being creepy.
I think Alice is picturing what she'd be doing
You're
tonight
just
instead of this.
I do it all the time. And I notice it
Like-
because I'm editing it. And I just zone out.
You were smiling and staring.
That's more frightening.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank
Cool,
you, Tim.
we're good.
Sure.
Sorry.
Saved.
Cool.
We're never rolling on camera again.
So we pick up tonight's episode with the rest of the players. Oh no, it's not even the players, it's the characters. So we pick up tonight's episode with the characters in the abandoned orc camp. The 3 grung have just run away. What do you guys want to do?
Kill him.
You didn't. One of them is in fact skipping and hopping away as you're playing your pamphlet. For as long as it can hear it, it is under your thrall.
Cheerio, I'll see you later. And
Okay.
I wave.
Yep, and it's just skipping and hopping through the swamp.
I think we should track it and follow it. But maybe we should sleep first. How is everyone doing?
I'm fine. I've got.
I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Yeah? Should we track them? Should
Yeah.
you track them?
Shall I track them?
Should you track your own family?
I shall track them reluctantly.
So you want to? So the other 2 have disappeared a few minutes ago, but the one that's dancing, that's been ordered to return to its encampment, is making its way through the swamp right now. It's pretty easy to follow. The real question is, Parter, do you want to stay within earshot of it so you can carry on controlling it, or do you want it to let it roll, run away free?
I think it depends how much of this you can take.
I can't take a lot of that.
I'm going to be in earshot. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stay in earshot.
Okay, so very much like the Pied Piper of the swamp, you stay within earshot of this grung so you can control it to encourage it to go back, return to its encampment. So,
I don't agree with it, just morally.
on principle.
I look at
Yeah.
you. Okay. And then I look back and I carry on playing.
Okay.
with the other.
Flip you off.
After a few hours, you notice that it's not returning to your home encampment where you grew up.
Thing. For a few hours.
Yes, tracking it through the swamp.
My lips are chapped.
How long does it last for? Your pipes of the swamps.
My pipes in the swamps. It lasts for 1 to 3 charges. La, da, 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 da.
It's swayed by the pipes music for the next 24 hours.
So
24
yes.
hours.
Yep.
So if you really want, carry on playing.
You got tapped.
So a few hours pass, Pip,
Mhm.
and you notice it's definitely not going in the direction of your encampment.
Okay.
It's going somewhere new,
Okay.
somewhere that was forbidden for the grung to go.
Do my family move, or do they just all
That's up
stay
to
in
you.
one place?
You tell me. Do you want them to be nomadic, or do they have to set up in like one kind of settlement?
Well, I guess it depends why he's going to a new place.
So it's either more or less suspicious depending
Yeah.
on which you choose now.
Right now?
Yeah.
We often move around.
We often say exactly
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So it's not too odd that your settlement would move from place to place, keeping ahead of natural predators, but also going to more lucrative areas where it's easy to steal or enslave people.
We're terrible people.
Yes. However, it is odd that they would have chosen to go this far north,
Okay.
for it is quite dangerous in these
Okay.
swamps. Mostly rumours, but people have gone missing here.
Okay.
Various humanoids, beasts, that kind of thing. It's just considered to be quite dangerous. Also, there's no real sort of natural resources here, so again, it's where it's still really super flooded.
Okay.
So there's a lot of standing water. It's very stagnant. It's very easy to sort of lose your footing and get sort of like swallowed up by the mud. Anyway, it works its way across the root system, and in the distance, the swamps, they start to turn to bubbling bogs here and there. There's great twisting trees that are wrapped with choking vines as giant insects bite and pester any that traverse this humid area. Sticking out from one burbling cesspit, you see a spire of a church. And it seems to be where that grung is heading towards.
In all our past campaigns, we've had really good luck going to churches, so I think you should probably go.
Have we?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the zombies
mean
are the last
zombies.
one, the
Zombies
vampires
and
are the other
vampires,
one.
yeah.
Is it literally just the spire coming out
It's
of
in
the
a
swamp?
bubbling
Yeah,
cesspit.
at an angle as well.
My favourite place.
Well, you don't know about this.
So look, so you can see about 2 or 3 meters of the top of the spire sticking out, which is about the roof and the first set of windows. That's all you can see.
Is
think
there
it's
anything
definitely
on
on.
it? Is it just?
You'd have to get closer to find out. Would you like to get closer to find out?
Yes, please.
So when you get closer, you do see that the frontmost window looks to be like quite an ornate, or was an ornate stained glass window. It's been broken, so all that's left is the stone framework. And above, where there used to be a gargoyle, looks like the gargoyle has been roughly hewn away, and in its place there is a roughly sort of amateurishly cut effigy of a man with a veil over his face.
Does it look familiar to any of us?
Roll a religion check for you. And anyone else can do a history check.
How close are we to it?
You've had to get within sort of eyesight, about 30 feet.
I have -2 on religion. 13.
13,
12.
12,
Nat- natural 20, but I've got -1.
so 19,
12.
12,
5.
5. So the 19 and the 13. So you would have known just from stories, chatting to people, your family history, that kind of thing, passing down. You would have known from reading the book
Cool.
that you've been reading for the last sort of few months, or a few weeks. Days really. Actually. that this is the an effigy or the statue of one of the old gods. He often portrays himself as the veiled man, and his name is Yuan.
You on?
You
Yeah.
want
You want
the
what?
man.
Yuan.
You
He
what?
is the god of darkness, duplicity, and leatherworking.
Darkness, duplicity, and leatherworking.
Everyone's got a day job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was he?
A leather worker.
He's a
Yeah,
leather
you
worker.
He does a bit of darkness as well.
Yuan is spelled Y-U-W-O-N. Did you get it in one clear?
It did. Yeah.
What was the other thing apart from day work, leather working?
Daywork leatherworking. A god of darkness, duplicity, and leatherworking.
Day
God
work.
of darkness.
Daytime leatherworking.
With your 19, you also know that his mortal duties, Barter, are maker of capes, instruments of thieves, and he also has the influence over the Elderwood court. He's also known as the Betrayer.
Sounds badass.
Were the other grung wearing leather?
Yes,
Don't ask such a person.
they were.
Chaps.
Interesting.
Leather chaps.
They were no chaps.
No.
They didn't ride anything. No. They were chapless.
The betrayer.
Yeah, I've got that bit.
Right.
So the rest of it. Maker of capes and what?
Maker of capes, instruments of thieves, and he also influences the Elderwood court.
Elderwood Court.
Elder. A-L-D-U-R, wood. Court. Which is a fey court.
Cool. This guy sounds awesome.
He's got it going on.
I've got no idea.
I hope he's hot.
Instruments of what?
He's a
Yeah,
veiled.
veiled.
chaps,
He wouldn't-
definitely.
He's
Of
too hot.
thieves.
He's too hot. Halligan.
Sounds a bit emo to me.
Cool. And as you're studying the exterior of the church, the grung deftly leaps up and dives into the open window and disappears into inside the church.
Is this a place of worship for your people?
So far that you think that he's probably out of earshot of your
Oh no.
panpipes now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can stop now.
Knock him out, yeah.
Touch his face.
Stop it.
Is this a place of worship for your people?
I don't recognise it completely, but I think it must have been.
So grungs don't generally worship deities. It's definitely not this kind of deity, at least. And also, it doesn't look like this church was made specifically for the deity either. The existing stone gargoyle has been chipped away and has been replaced by a rough effigy of this. So it looks like it's been converted.
Pan flute.
Maybe he's got one under his veil.
Mm-hmm. That's what he's hiding.
Yeah.
In his
Not just his
chaps.
good looks.
You hear a faint croaking from inside the bell tower, and then silence. The only thing you're left with is the buzzing of these giant insects and the bubbling of the bog next to you.
Can I jump up to the window and just have a look in and see if I can see anything?
As you peer inside, it's very dark inside there. You see that there is an open trapdoor in the middle of the tower, and it leads down into darkness.
Don't you open that trap door.
I open the trapdoor.
No.
Looking down, it looks to descend at least 60 feet into darkness.
That's fine with me, but I don't know how you guys are going to get down.
Is it submerged?
The
Like
entire
underwater?
the entire church is submerged, but
So
when
it-
you look down, it looks dry. Like there's only about from when the broken window is, it's about 10 feet, and then the bog's edge. But when you look down 60 feet inside the tower, it's dry inside. It looks like they must have shorn up the inside of the church, so it is now a submersive underground layer.
Submarine church.
Go down on your disc.
I wonder what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Leave that
Do you
up
wanna-
to you, but
Ride my disc down?
I don't really want to go in, but
The,
It can hold 500 pounds.
yeah.
it's all right.
How many of us
weigh
is
very
500
much.
pounds?
Hmm?
How many of us
I
is
put all of
500?
you on it before.
Yeah,
All of us?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah.
great.
all
do it
all
then.
bar one were on it. Like you four were uncomfortably looking at each other
yeah.
while standing on a 3-foot wide disc.
To do that.
Pep, you can be on my shoulders.
I'll just hop
and,
down.
You can, yeah, you
I
can
don't
just
want any
sit
part of this
down.
disc.
What about the pets?
I'm going.
Why doesn't your pet fly you down?
He actually can't hold me.
He's a little bit smaller than you.
Yeah.
He's not incredibly strong.
Mm.
You could try. It'd be
As long as it
risky.
doesn't- as long as it doesn't fall asleep.
I'm a frog. I cannot.
Bando will just go. He's been teleporting this entire time. Just out in front of you.
They're both cool.
She's really cool.
Sorry. I set the gender for it and I can't remember the gender.
Gender fluid.
Yeah.
She is.
Yes. It. There we go. I'll just go with that.
They-
It's fine. So,
We're on the
what do you guys want to
The
do?
disc floats, but it has to follow me. So do I just have to fall through the purpose?
We're on the disc.
I've got 50 feet.
No,
of
because
rope.
we established inside the manor house that you
Oh, I
can
can
actually
ride it.
You can ride it
I can surf it.
as long as you put enough pressure on one side or the
I
other.
am going to cast it.
Yeah.
then.
Too many of us to put pressure
So is
on
this
one side or the other.
tunnel straight down?
It's at a bit of an angle like
Alright.
that. The
Oh.
church
We
hasn't
can do
like
that.
uniformly sunk.
In the,
Just everybody
When
keep
we find the
moving,
meteor,
and we'll just sort of
we just
corkscrew
go
our way
down.
down.
What, slip slide?
yeah.
Yeah.
Could we just dive down it like we did with the meteorites?
You can try.
Is it vertical?
No, but it is very steep.
Okay.
I would like to try.
Okay.
Don't, please don't.
So we've got one for trying for slip sliding, one for
I'm gonna
jumping.
hop down.
Just gonna hop down.
Absolutely not.
Would a
We're gonna absolutely not what.
I'm not slip
with
sliding down
me.
there. It
Oh.
hurt me
Come
last time.
with
I'm going
me.
on
Disking.
his desk.
I've got a
Disking?
cool rhyme that I got to
Yeah.
cast this spell.
An air.
would reptilian creature have good tracking on this place?
Yeah.
I want to summon a crocodile.
I thought you were talking about
Alright,
Chad for a
fine.
second.
That's cool.
Is that your?
It's fine.
Is that your
There's no other
steed?
reptilian
Just
creatures
you.
here.
So you
I
spend
would like to use
the next 10 minutes
summon seed.
to
It's a
perform this
second
ritual.
level spell.
Isn't
Why
a
did
steed
you
a
pick a
horse?
crocodile as your
Oh,
steed?
dude.
Is this a new skill?
Because it's the only
You could just
animal
put
that I've
grease down
encountered
there.
that
We can all
isn't
slide down.
like.
How are you meant to ride a
I
crocodile?
might slide right through.
It's a giant crocodile.
It's huge.
Do that. Interesting.
Is it gonna fit?
This is going to be terrifying for me.
I'm
tiny
kind of a
frog.
personal insult to me.
It's very much a personal insult to me.
So
but,
you spend the next 10 minutes outside
How
as
do
you
I roll
summon
then?
this
Doesn't it?
the steed. Would you like to describe what the crocodile looks like? So you can
Weak.
choose like his appearance and
Yeah, it's a celestial crocodile.
okay.
Nice.
So
Does it have
it,
armour?
yes, it has
Has,
gold
uh,
and white armor,
Yeah.
Very cool.
and it's glowing, but it has black, smoky eyes. But otherwise, it is very much just a lizard that I will ride.
How do you feel about
just playing out your fantasy.
that? So as you picture this
Like a bird.
celestial crocodile in your mind, you hear a couple of trees from a way out, several hundred feet out, breaking and cracking in the distance. And then you see this movement in the bog, like coming towards you, and this tail whip out
Awesome.
and splash back down. And then emerging from this bog, can you go to your notes section
Yeah.
and then read the description there, please?
Uh-huh.
I'm absolutely hiding behind you right now.
That's pretty cool.
What else?
It could be in the extras, actually, now that I
Yeah.
think about it.
Oh, extras. Crocodile steed.
There you go.
Large fiend.
Crocodile
Um,
steed.
This is a particular large example of a crocodile at over 18 feet long and in excess of 1,900 pounds makes this an intimidating creature. In addition, this beast is charcoal grey, and where there are breaks in its scales, a dull red light pours out. It has protruding horns coming out of its head and black eyes that have motes of red light like a distant ever-burning core. So I thought it was celestial.
Seems excessive.
Yes, you tried to summon. You tried to summon a celestial crocodile. Unfortunately, what's come to you looks a bit different to what you imagined in your head. Yeah, it's got these ever-burning embers in its eyes, and it is charcoal grey, and it seems to be like it has a molten core to it. So any cracks in its scales, you can see just this dull red light
It's
coming out of
a
it.
crocodile from hell.
Yeah.
Much like me, it was beautiful in my mind.
But it is still wearing this shining gold and white armour.
Okay.
Like the saddle and the bridle and everything on it. It doesn't look too happy to be like sort of worn this way, but it will obey you to its best of its abilities.
Is it friendly?
To her,
That looks
yes.
so cool.
Oh my god.
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
It's pretty demonic. Thank you, Tim.
Is
Okay.
it with you always?
Yeah, well, it's just made up. It's not real. It's just an imaginary crocodile.
So if it,
it looks very
Don't
real.
let me hear you say
if
that.
it goes down to 0 hit points, it disappears. It leaves no physical trace. You can also dismiss it as a bonus action. And you can summon it again with the same spell, and it will return as it was.
If we can speak to animals, can we speak to it?
If you share a language with it.
speaks.
In fact, you have a telepathic connection with it.
Yeah, it speaks celestial.
It does not speak Celestial. If you check its what it knows, it'll be
It's beautiful.
it'll be in
It's
its
not
language.
beautiful.
In its
It speaks
languages.
celestial.
It's
not.
it's just,
You don't have to reveal this if you don't want to.
I think it's
Oh, no.
beautiful.
What does it speak?
an infernal crocodile.
But you do understand Infernal,
Okay.
so you can communicate with it.
It's beautiful in my mind.
Just looking at our squad lineup, just here.
We're like a zoo.
Weirdest group of people ever.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do I need to speak infernal?
Hmm?
If I want to speak with it.
No, but it isn't technically a creature. It's
Beast?
it's a summon. It's not a
Is it a
beast
beast?
either. No, it's
Can I just
it's
try
a
and talk to it
fiend.
anyway?
You'd essentially be talking to me.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's
I'll be looking at him.
yeah. It's technically classed as a fiend, so speak to beasts wouldn't work on it.
So no.
I still wave at him anyway and say,
Okay.
hi, friend.
It splashes its charcoal tail from left to right,
He likes me.
sending this horrible bog water everywhere.
Love it.
Look at me every time the crocodile does something.
And so, do you climb upon the steed?
I climb upon the steed.
Okay, and it telepathically kind of knows what you want to do, and it, with its giant blackened claws, digs it into the side of this tower and just kind of slithers in with you on top of it and down the tower, and you're out of sight.
Amazing. Do I remember what the crocodile's name was that I fought?
Friscostus.
I would like to name this Costas.
Just Costus.
Costas.
Okay.
Costa.
Costas.
Costus the crocodile steed.
Very
Costa.
important. Different.
But we still
Very
got
important. Legally.
Legally different. Do not steal. So, it's gone inside.
Did we see the crocodile?
Oh yeah, you can't miss it.
That
It's
whole
18. It's nearly 2 tons of
No
crocodile.
explanation.
Yeah,
Hang on.
I was waving at it.
I just missed the naming of it.
Costa.
Costa.
Is it Costa
Costas.
the crocodile?
Costas
Yeah.
the crocodile
It's called
steed.
Costa.
Costa.
He's going to carry our Starbucks.
He's gonna carry us over.
He legally can't touch the stuff. Yeah, so Air's gone inside the tower.
I do not want to follow.
I do. I would like to jump in.
Feet first,
I'm playing around
Yes.
I
all.
presume.
Yes.
What about Phantom?
When I dive in.
Yeah.
Feet first. Yeah, exactly.
Just so like every 30 feet, he's just next to you, slides a little bit, and then and he's gone again.
Yeah.
Cool. That's you. What about you three? You're gonna climb down?
Yeah, and then Bando's going to reluctantly follow me as well.
Okay,
We're
fly
both
down.
Very scared and confused.
You need to cast something.
I do.
So for
Cast it.
you and Parter,
I'm ready to grab your disc and ride it.
Hop aboard this cool green disc. Wait,
Oh,
check it out. It
Why is it
floats like
green?
this. If you're lazy, if you're tired, Tensor's ride will make you smile. And then we hop aboard and we.
Yeah.
Did you
Cool.
rhyme smile with tired?
Yeah. It's all in the inflection.
yeah, that's fine.
I put my arms
Smile.
around his waist.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking
Tired.
So you Titanic your way down.
a Titanic. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is
we're
that-
going to need
yeah.
some acrobatics from you,
Okay.
Sure.
first of all, as you
Sure.
slip slide your way down.
Should be performance, surely. I want to see her flipping around.
No one can see. Well, I suppose some of you can see.
12.
12 is enough. It's not graceful, but it's enough for you to just. Now that all of this church looks like it was at one point completely submerged in the bog, has now been drained and then boarded up, and so it is covered with like slime
Nice.
and algae on the inside. So it provides a nice sort of like a lubricated slip and slide for you to go down.
How wide is this?
So about
Crocodile
probably
wide?
May I
about
ask how wide? Is it wide enough for
8
me
feet
to
wide.
just slime angels on the way
Oh yeah,
down?
easily, yeah. 8 feet wide.
That would just look like a slime slide.
That's just a line of
big
slide.
slide.
I'm
Well, it's like
having
a in and out slide as your hands are going in and out, it's in and out on the way down. Oh, you want yeah. I need an athletics check from you because it is very, very slippy down here.
Make angels.
Oh,
Oh no.
5.
Can you also do a dexterity saving throw for me as well as you
Dead.
put your feet tentatively on the inside of the bell tower, and then they just go out from under you, and you start sliding your way down.
17 plus 5.
17 plus one.
Yeah.
But you find you manage to not take any damage when you collide with the bottom of the church. And then you're done there, so you two.
Disc riding.
So you're disc riding, so you can either do an athletics or an arcana check, whichever one you prefer, to control the disc on the way down.
Athletics.
How is your athletics better than your arcana? You're a wizard.
Significantly better. 22.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just, however way you want to like
Surf.
surf it down.
Yeah.
You just want to corkscrew or just ride all the way
What?
down at a
Are
perfect
you-
angle.
I'm
Yeah,
a little
well,
bit.
I'm holding
I'm getting a little
ladder.
bit scared again. and
Titanic?
Are you,
I-
Wait, are
I'm-
you on the back?
puking?
No, I'm not
Oh, my
puking.
God.
I'm
He's got
just
his hands around his earwax.
really tightening my
Oh.
eyes and then going. But because I'm quite strong, I'm actually squeezing a little bit harder than you expected.
He enjoys it.
I'm still cruising.
I'm going to roll for your crocodile.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's so massive, it builds up a lot of momentum on the way down.
quite
It hasn't got
fast-paced.
anything really to push on, but it just, as soon as it hits the bottom, it just quite smoothly arcs out and on its belly and just skids along the inside of the church.
Good Custis.
Yeah, it kind of skids to one side, almost handbrake turns.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you just see, you'd be next. No, you'd be next. You see Mike just go, and like kind of onto her feet, stumbles a little bit,
Straight into the crocodile.
doesn't quite stick the landing.
Yeah, and people do like Olympic gymnastics.
Yeah.
Like the neck.
You stumble a little bit, but you're okay.
Yep.
And then you come down. Bando flies in amongst you, and you're kind of like rotating on your way down.
It's
You just
very
get
cute.
ejected out, and you just like half spin like a hockey puck on the floor, slowly up and sort
Very
of bump
gracefully.
up against Costa's a little bit.
Mm-mm.
Dunk.
We do not touch. We stay far away from Costa.
Well, you can't help it because you unfortunately had to slip all the way down, but you took
I
it
get up
He
and I
opens
very
his jaws. He
ungracefully
opens his jaws.
just run away.
straight in. Oh.
He's waiting.
That doesn't happen.
Aw.
And then it's you two. You're just on your green laser disc, and it just goes vroom, and just hovers.
Can I
In
do a
front of
cool
you all.
handbrake too?
You can,
Okay.
with the amount of pressure that the arcane magic underneath the tensor floating disc creates, you just put a bit of a spray of stagnant bog juice up
Cool.
against the wall. That sprays out.
You gross.
Why can we never go anywhere normally?
Because that would be boring.
Because why would you?
That's why we're not doing the main campaign bit.
If there's no breeze, there's bog juice.
Bog juice.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to light up a torch? Have you got a lantern? Do you want to
Um,
cast a spell light? That kind of thing.
I want to use
I'll cast
Druidcraft.
light. Sorry.
Hmm?
I was going to say I'll cast light on my shield and use it as like a
Cool.
thing.
Yeah. So the entire kite shield just starts glowing as a big spotlight as you shine it around this room.
Can you do that
How much
on other
light's that?
objects?
Yeah.
It's bright light within 30 feet and then dim light with 30 feet thereafter.
So I
Can I
can use
just-
Druidcraft
Can
to
you
light
put it on my staff?
or snuff out
I don't know how
candles.
many I can do
Mhm.
at
So,
once, but I'll ask
Do I
him.
need to be able to see the candles?
You need to be able to see. There need to be candles, and you need to be able to see them. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I have to
no,
be able to see
the
it.
spell ends if you cast it again. So I could light your staff, but then my shield.
Do I
Oh.
create a small campfire?
Yeah. It's very very sodden down here though. It'd be highly unusual to find something that's like dry and brittle down here enough for you to
Alright,
light.
shine your shield around, see if there's any candles, and I'll light
Yeah.
them.
It's just bright white. There are no existing candles in this room. However, searching around, you do see the room itself.
I have a torch. Can I light it?
Yes.
It's lit.
It's lit. Yeah, so along with the two light sources, the entire room illuminates. This is a partially collapsed hallway. The door is completely caved in with masonry, and at the far end of the hallway there are 3 carved holes in the wall. One is less than 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide, and on the floor. One is 6.5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and one is 4 feet off the ground, 3 feet tall, and 3 feet wide. So there's one 2 by 2 feet that's on the floor like a mouse hole. There's one door-shaped one, and there's one 3 foot by 3 foot up in the wall itself. Also in this room, there are several murals on the wall. All are depicting the same man, bound in intricate leather armour, with a veil covering his face and obscuring his features. Now, one is a man, horizontal, with his face to the ceiling, swinging on a rope. Okay? One is of a man on all fours, crawling with his head bowed to the floor, and one is of a man striding confidently with his head facing forward.
Is this some like BDSM?
It's a
Hang on,
puzzle.
so what is it? So it's a man, first one?
It's a
So the first one,
sex puzzle.
He's
Why?
It's a suzzle.
Two of them are bound in leather and tied to the ceiling.
They're wearing leather armour. It's fine. One is of a man horizontal with his face to the ceiling, swinging from a rope.
wait.
Rope swing.
Really not
One
Face
rope swing.
Race to
sexual at
ceiling,
all.
rope
You
swing.
just like on a
One-
tire swing.
Yeah. Next
Froggy
one.
style.
So one is of a man on all fours, crawling with
style.
his head bowed to the floor.
On all fours.
I didn't think of
did
this
you
when I was
not
writing
know?
this.
Bound to floor.
No.
Bowed.
Bowed.
Rather than
Bowed.
bound.
Yeah, he's not bound. Tied up, chained to the floor.
One's of a man who's
sounds
whipping the other two, I don't know. And one is of a man striding confidently with his head facing forward.
He's the master.
Striding.
Why do we ruin everything he does?
He brings it on himself.
I don't
Is
think
he
I know.
facing the front?
Yeah, his head's just facing forward to where he's
Okay.
walking.
Facing
Yeah.
forward.
So he's walking across the mural, so his head is facing, in this instance, left to right.
Do the mirrors seem to have anything to do with the doors, or are they separate?
Looking at them, they look to be. They don't look in the same kind of keeping and style as the church. So it looks like they've been drawn here after at some point. And also the holes in the walls also look to be made after, perhaps in an answer to the collapsed doorway. Whether or not they're inextricably linked, you're not sure, but it's probably a good guess that they are.
Okay.
Sounds like you could swing through the
Well,
hole in the wall.
also, underneath the murals are written, "A penitent man moves on all fours like a beast, never casting his eyes upon God's creations. A defiant man looks towards the heavens, matching eyes with those that shape the world. A confident man looks forward, unwavered by the majesty of all."
Sorry, what was the second one?
Define.
So, a penitent man moves on all
Yeah.
fours like a beast, never casting his eyes up at God's creations. A defiant man looks towards the heavens, matching eyes with those that shape the world. A confident man looks forward, unwavered by the majesty of all.
Defiant.
So if this is a god of
I think defiant was the second
No,
one.
defiant facing up at the skies.
darkness, duplicity, and light.
Penitent
Mm.
looking
Down.
forward, looking
Oh,
down.
sorry.
Confident striding forward.
Sorry.
Can, as a grung, could you jump through the hole in the wall?
You could
Or
easily
could you
jump
fit
through the whole
through
wall.
the small?
I
Both.
can do all of those.
You,
You can get through all of.
you c- with a squeeze, all of you could fit through the 2 foot wall, 2 foot by 2 foot one.
Apart
do
from
you-
the
why do you-
crocodile.
Why don't you track where our friend
Costa's not coming with us on
Why
this
do you
journey.
hate
Can Costa fit?
Costa
Just
is going to
about.
eat me.
Costa can fit. Don't pick on Costas. He's
They
new
can't
here
fit.
and he
Pick on
feels
Costas.
threatened.
You didn't even introduce them to us.
This is Costas. Be nice.
Great.
This is my lizard boyfriend.
Oh.
18 foot long and 1,900 pounds.
I don't mate with my pets.
So we did- yeah. But me neither.
It's the lizard she told you not to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, what would you like to do?
Can I try and track which one the grung went through?
Yeah, roll a survival check. With disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh,
8 plus 7 or 14 plus 7.
Okay, I'll find out how stealthy this little guy is. I need to find out what Grung's
should I detect a bit of magic?
thing is.
I don't know if that will help.
So you see that, actually it's quite difficult. You see very occasionally like small footpads like yourself,
Don't touch myself.
like the ones you
Please
have
don't touch yourself.
in the mud. So you definitely know he came down here, but with all the movement that everyone's been doing with like the giant crocodile, all the spray from the disc, the fog angels, that kind of thing, it looks like it's almost completely obscured all of his
Okay.
tracks and you can't
Really-
tell where he
We
went.
ruined this one. Guess we can go anywhere then.
Is there anything else in the
Which
room?
hole do we want?
So you're
can
saying you think the rope
which
swing
hole?
hole?
Which hole? What? Describe the holes.
Are they literally side by side?
Yeah,
Is there-
pretty much. Like
Yeah,
the
this
one on the floor is on the
episode.
left, the doorway one's in the middle, and the one on the ceiling is on the right hand side.
We
Is
need
there
to rate
a
this
rope?
episode as like 18.
No, there's no rope.
Majority.
So it's 2 foot tall, 2 foot wide on the floor.
Mhm.
What's the
There
door
is a
side
rope,
one?
an old rope hanging down from the bell tower though, but it's not in this room.
Okay.
Do you want one of us to go and get it?
Yeah, like would it
I've got 50
reach
foot rope.
down?
I've got 50.
He's got rope.
Not into the room, no.
I've got 50
He's
foot
got
rope.
rope.
For some reason, the other one seems more appealing.
I don't think we need a rope swing into it. We could.
Buckle.
No.
Is there even anything for us to hook it on?
Hang on. How far off the floor is it?
So there is.
3 feet?
What did I say? 4 feet off the ground.
That's close.
Oh, you can
So we can all just
Does anybody have some rope?
Why don't you get
I
your
do have a
bit
floating
shield?
disc.
Just see how
You
far
do?
it goes. Like shine into each
And it
one.
is 3 foot
We
wide,
could
so it would
just-
fit through the one that's at the
How-
top
Have you got duck?
and through the one in the middle.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fit through the one that's on,
Yeah.
That's
on the
okay.
floor.
I don't want to go through the one on the floor.
Unless maybe you angled it, maybe.
Why are we picking the top one? Just
Because I can float through it.
Do we want to split up?
nope.
No. Do we see, if we look into the hole, do we see anything with
Uh,
dark vision?
With dark vision, it seems to extend further than 60 feet that you
Go
can
on.
see.
I've got 120
All of them?
feet.
So it looks well. It also so when you look down it as well, they sort of twist and bend. There's not a complete, like very nicely carved out
Why
hole
are you making this difficult, Tim?
because it sort of bends around. It looks like they've had to like try to avoid a lot of cave-in.
I don't think
Go
we
through
should
this?
go through the confident door, which is the door-sized door.
You're not feeling confident?
No, I think that's a trap from the god of darkness and duplicity.
Okay.
And leatherwork.
He's using nice words. Chris.
And leatherwork.
Someone swallowed a dictionary.
Hole.
Swallowed it whole.
And he's back.
Hole.
Hole. Hole.
Hole.
Hole.
Hole.
Hole.
Yeah. Let's
Everyone pick
swing.
a hole.
Yeah.
So what do you guys like to do? Who's doing what?
So
Tell
we
me.
enter the elevated hole.
I think
Are you sure that you don't want to split up? We'd
I
get
think
a
we
lot
should
more
definitely
done.
not split up. Every time we split up, one of us dies.
We have fun.
I don't feel confident.
I do.
You got dogs and crocodiles and
Yeah.
See, we do have a lot
Flying
of big
monkeys.
pie
Look at our little. group.
Menagerie.
I'll take the crocodile
Don't touch the crocodile.
through. No, he can't fit through the small, or I can't fit through the small one. He can't get up the tall one. Huh?
You could get up the tall
over
one.
here.
Oh, can he?
Yeah,
If he
easy.
can, he can.
Like, well, I'm on a floating disc.
But he's got, he can
Oh,
lizard
yes.
run. Anything
Whatever.
you can do.
Can crocodile run?
He's
Can a lizard run?
celestial.
He's a celestial.
What's the
Infernal.
Infernal crocodile.
Infernal crocodile.
fiend.
Oh, he's a
All right. Well, I want to go through the rope swing one.
Okay, so you've made your choice. You can just go. You can take Parted with you. He's still on the
Yeah, he's holding on to me. So, oh wait, I can't see in the dark. So, can somebody that can
you
see in the dark?
shield out torch.
You
So
want-
unless
we're all
you go
going
through
together,
the
right?
hole, if you go through the hole, you won't be able to see.
Are you taking me with you?
Well, you're just
Hold on, your
holding on.
disc will emanate a dull light.
Ah, that's all I need.
Dull
A dull light.
Won't be as bright as these two, but you know,
Did you say 3 foot by 3 foot hole?
Yeah.
So we got a.
hunker down.
I'm 7'4". I'm
Yeah.
7'4",
You pretty much have to.
and you're just a lump of muscle,
Mhm.
Like a Great Dane in a dog bed.
If you
like sausage meat and sausage skin. We're gonna lay it down.
if
and
you
just,
go into like the fetal position, you could lay on the.
But they
disc
still
and
on
get
the
through.
disc.
Yeah. If they get into the
And
fetal position
hugging.
on the disc, yeah. If they spoon each other
Oh, we can
in the
grease.
fetal position,
We can grease up and then get in the hole.
yes. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're doing it.
I'm very excited about that.
We're doing it.
Oh,
you
I'm
can
gonna-
cast grease.
You
Do
don't
I need
need to
to?
use grease.
I
I
don't
think we
think
should
it-
leave them
let's
for a
just-
while before we follow.
Let's get some bog juice on us. Then we can get right through.
It was very slippy on the way down.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
Are we
god.
Just
covered in bog juice?
naturally.
Don't, why
No.
are you covering yourself with bog
It
juice?
could be if you want to be.
They don't need to, but they want to.
It's
He
all
suggested it. I
optional.
reach down and I grab a couple of handfuls.
I mean, you don't mind. Yeah.
And I start.
It's all algae.
I start rubbing it onto his back,
Just getting rubbed down with bog juice.
and I just keep on reaching,
Suddenly, I agree with your idea of splitting up.
and I just.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
Chad,
in
your muscles. Your muscles got really big.
Crocodiles.
so in a relatively quick amount of time, you're both
Lubed up.
dripping with juice.
I'm gonna cover Costas's eyes from this.
You have to do that because it's a
Um,
giant crocodile.
And then I'm going to turn around quickly to this lot with a little bit of bogweed
A
hanging
lot.
down and go to them with hands full of it. Anybody else? Do
Absolutely not.
you like a little bit of?
Stay away from me.
I'm good, thanks.
You slept through a bit easier.
It's fine.
All right, Chad, that's fine.
Okay, then you just elevate your disc.
Sure do.
And through the hole.
Do we make it?
Meanwhile, what are you three doing?
I don't.
I'm going to give it a minute before I go anywhere near that hole.
Which one did they go in? The
Elevator one.
okay.
Okay, so if you all three agree to give it a minute.
Are you sure you don't want to split up?
I mean, I don't want
Parter.
to follow them particularly, but I'm worried that they can't handle themselves.
You take, after about 5-10 feet of travelling down this opening, you suffer 15 points of psychic damage as you
I
just
don't
hear
wanna go down
these
that way.
like needles piercing into your brain. Like, you just feel like this sonic
Everything
screaming
was going
inside your
great
head.
after you a minute ago.
Chad,
So confident in the apologies.
you take 12 points of psychic damage as you hear the same thing.
God.
I've literally just half my health points.
Half
You-
my half
hit-
point.
half my hit points. Damn you.
You can choose to carry on or backtrack, up to you.
I think
Reverse.
I think you should carry on.
I think you should come and warn us.
Are you gonna scream or anything?
Puke.
Is everything
No, I'm not gonna
okay?
puke. I think I'm crippled by this. I'm just literally like.
Yeah. It's like the worst migraine you've
Did
ever
you hear
had,
squeaking?
times by 10.
Did you hear squeaking?
You hear the sound of a girl screaming.
A little shriek.
Yeah, I'm literally just doing that noise.
If we can shout into the hole, is everything okay?
Okay.
What are we doing?
Hello.
We're just greased up and miserable.
Are we,
Have they stopped? Are they still going?
Unless they tell me they've stopped, no, you still be going forward.
I don't think we should keep moving forward. I think if we ran into that, we would just reverse.
Float back. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you immediately go back. Yeah,
That's my head.
sorry. That's what they were hearing. And eventually the two just pop out.
That was
Enjoy your time in the hole.
And gently lower to the ground.
That didn't work.
no, I didn't like that.
What happened?
I don't recommend that hole.
My head really hurts.
So yeah, when you were inside the crevasse, you saw very similar to what Joanne. Are you look
Mike.
like Joanne or Mike?
Mike.
What Mike described, which was just a sort of a back and forward, up and down, very roughly hewn tunnel, like weaving in and out. But you didn't get far enough to find out where it went.
Can I cast detect magic?
Yes, you can.
Do I want to chuck it down? Do I have to focus it down one of the holes, or is it? Just
So it
generic?
lasts for a certain amount of time, and then where you focus in a 90-degree arc, it'll tell you like what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, that is detect magic. Yeah, that's not identified. Can you do that as a ritual?
Yeah. If
You can
want.
spend 10 minutes, and you don't have to spend a spell slot.
Yeah, we'll do that then.
Yeah. So you want to wait around for 10 minutes. What do you three want to do whilst Parter is focused on this
Should we try another
spellcasting
hole?
thing?
Yeah. Should we go down
Which one do you
the
think?
2x2 on the floor?
Okay.
Or I can get through that pretty easy. So if you want me to try it out.
Whatever you guys are going to do, if I prep this and I'll do the other, direct it down the other one as well, just to see what it does.
The confident one.
Do you want one of us to come with you?
I can change my size to come in with you.
Yeah. I look at Costa and I'm like,
Do you want Costas
no
with you?
thanks.
Oh.
Mike can come.
Okay.
Okay. Can I change into one of the kids that I saw? The
Yeah.
parkour
Yeah, you're good.
done.
We both go down the.
You still have the same physical
Smaller.
presence. You're not any smaller, but you look
Oh.
smaller.
Oh, okay.
How does that work?
It just does.
Oh no, wait, it's not an illusion. No, you actually do. You can. Yeah, sorry, you can like expand and contract.
But my strength and skills don't change.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
What's your name?
Billy.
Billy.
Billy. Cool. So you two are going through the
But I'm a girl.
2-foot high wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, you see a similar view when you go into this hole. It seems to go up a little bit, but not by much, and it carves to the left a little bit, and then to the right. It's your first.
Should have thought about this.
You take 12 points of psychic damage. Mike,
Don't come near me.
you take 10 points of psychic damage. As you go in there, you just hear this, like, it feels like needles being pressed into your temples. Like, you feel like this internal screaming. Almost like your skull is like reverberating inside your head.
What if I enjoy it?
Then carry on.
Do you enjoy it?
Kinda. Like when you get a tattoo.
Yeah.
But in your head.
Do you want to persevere? You have to crawl around.
Yes, I'll persevere.
Okay.
Could we tell if it was coming from a direction? Sorry.
No, it's all like in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like you hit a
So
certain
it's not
point
like we
and it
hit
just like
something and it just punches. in
no,
the head.
it's not like directional. It was all just like in your mind. Okay, Mike, roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Can I use inspiration?
Yes.
Good.
Roll twice, might get better.
15?
15, that's enough to beat your DC as you crawl over Pip. You put your hands on her, you don't fall asleep in the
Okay.
psychic cave.
That would be different.
And what are you doing?
You could have just asked me to keep going, and I would have. But I'll just follow because I don't want her to go by herself.
Okay, these two don't emerge. You're still casting your ritual spell. What do you two do?
I'm rubbing my temple.
Xavier style.
Ow.
I'm.
My needle.
Costas is staring at you as you do
He doesn't get headache.
that. Yeah. Unblinkingly with his coal burning eyes.
Headache.
I'm just gonna wait until we either hear something or he does something with the remaining.
Can you shine a light?
Okay.
We can't see because it bends anyway.
So eventually your
They're gone.
detect magic goes off.
Did they bend?
Mm-hmm.
So for the duration for the next 10 minutes, you can see the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. All three openings display magical auras on them.
All the same?
Yes.
So it's going to be the same damage either way you go. What do you want to do?
You also learn... do you learn what it is? Yeah, the School of Magic, it is necromancy.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good.
So should we follow them or go through this
I think it's a bad idea.
It's been 5 minutes and you haven't heard from these two.
one? I wouldn't want them to.
Shout after them. See if they call back.
Everything okay?
Can I hear you?
They do
I
not.
shout.
They do not answer back.
Same hole,
We should've
or new
done-
hole?
Somebody should have taken a rope.
We should have done
Do you want to do that?
We
Yeah.
can't. No, there's no point. There'll be no one left.
Well, who's got the most hit point? I've definitely not. I've got like 15 left, so.
I got 33.
I have 29.
No. After them, or
Go down
through my
confident.
own.
I think
hole?
we either follow them or go through a new hole. But we don't. We can all go either way. We don't have to leave someone.
Go through confident.
Confident? So the straight up one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we leave and we don't come back, and you're just like, well, I guess. they're dead. Next hole.
Confident.
it.
Confidently.
They're all paintings. Each hole is representative, isn't it?
Should we?
Just don't trust Parter.
Should we
Did you
go
take
in
your
their
pets
hole?
with you?
Yeah.
Should we go in the?
Do they get damage?
Who?
Pets.
You don't know.
Wait a minute.
You haven't sent them done yet.
Oh, I thought they came in.
Yes. Bando
Oh.
came with me.
Then
Oh, damn.
Bando takes
I mean, I'm happy to.
That's
9
back.
points of damage,
Penitent hole.
and
Oh,
Phantom
yeah, they've gone down the penitent one. You
We
tried
were in
to
the
define
defiant
it.
one earlier.
takes 15 points of damage.
Confident hole.
How do I change that?
If you go onto his character and then go into hit points.
Yeah.
Drop it down.
I think we should go through.
I think-
We either go
15.
through the man one.
But what
or
if their
follow
maximum
them.
hit points is
Not 15.
I don't think it's going to be any
Like,
different.
you
if it is
know,
the
I
men.
don't
know,
If we
kinda
go
like
through
We
their
might
one,
end
we'll
up
be
somewhere
together.
different.
Yeah, I know.
I
but is
refuse-
that
His
good or bad?
maximum hit points is 1.
Yes.
He's
I
dead.
refuse to accept that. Can you hold on, okay? Hold on.
Is he
If you
gone?
bring Phantom with you, it suffered the same kind of same similar damage to you.
It's funny because I didn't actually bring Phantom with me.
Pretty sure you just said he did.
I don't remember.
So as you're crawling through, Phantom just yelps and keels to the side,
Where is
and then
Phantom's character?
shimmers, and like
He's finding it.
black dry ice just fades
Can't
away.
he just come back?
You don't know.
Tim, can you hold the phone, please?
It's too late. You said it.
It's Bando. It's gone.
It's not too late. Nothing's too
So is
late.
there anything left of him?
Stop!
Doesn't
stop
leave,
rubbing
doesn't
it
leave
in.
any physical means.
How many hit points does Bando have?
20.
And how many has he taken?
5.
Okay.
Can I
He's
not
fine.
do
Okay, I
strength
thought he was
grave
15.
on them?
What does Strength of Grave do?
When damage that isn't radiant or from a critical hit reduces you to 0 hit points, you can make a charisma saving throw.
Is that self or anyone else?
What do you know? Look,
Take it out on 10.
this happened to Jeffrey, and you saw how angry I got. I
I-
ripped up his character sheet.
But remember, you then immediately have to put it back together again.
I did. That was
So
fun.
maybe Phantom is fine.
I guess that'd be. This is no time to eat.
I refuse to believe this, Tim.
One of our parties down.
If we're quicker, do you reckon we'll have less damage?
If we,
Which
if
is-
we,
Idling in this
if we
tunnel.
put more bog juice on us.
Can I?
Well, I've got long
Yeah,
strider,
it
so I
does.
can touch you
Yeah.
and make you go.
On us.
Can I use?
When damage
absolutely
is-
Can I
did
use
not say.
meta magic?
It's you. It's you only.
Can I use meta magic careful spell?
Drink this.
You can spend 1 sorcery point to allow
It's
3
definitely
creatures to
poison.
automatically succeed on the saving throw
Cast us
that you cast. You don't make a saving throw, you just take the damage. You didn't have to make a saving throw.
I'm leaving.
So he just dissipates into smoke.
I think Phantom
It's
will
gone.
come back.
That's why you can't have new things.
Maybe he.
You're not in
Blink
this
somewhere
tunnel with
else.
us.
So anyway, back to what you two are doing.
Back to
3.
life.
Yeah, so you've
4.
done the detect magic. You know that these 3.
All right.
What do you guys choose to do?
Do we follow them or do we go
I can
through
make
them?
us quicker.
If we follow them, I can't take my floating disc.
Okay.
Don't come in.
You can
You
take it
just
through
die.
the top one or the middle
The
one,
middle
but
one.
not the bottom one.
Yeah.
It's too wide.
So you care about your floating disc more than us? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I said.
That's what I heard.
After what happened to you, maybe we should follow them.
They did get hurt.
Did they?
You don't
Yeah.
know that.
You don't know that.
Oh. Oh, you guys
They
didn't
just
make any noise?
disappeared,
Okay,
and then
alright.
yeah.
Well, in that case, yeah, then we'd follow them.
Okay.
I knew
Just
it.
you?
I shouldn't have enjoyed
Bye,
it.
Tensor's
all three
floating
of us.
disc. What a ride.
Are we?
Gone.
Are we gonna
Does
do
it
the?
dissipate?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we tie a
It's a little
rope
bit
around
darker
it?
in there.
No, we're all going in, so there'll be no one to.
I've only got 15 hit points.
Oh,
Do you
you
wanna
saying
wait?
you want to stay behind?
You can ride the
I'm
crocodile.
gonna die.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
I might stay with the
Why
crocodile.
don't, why don't
Wait,
you
sorry,
why don't you
itself.
tie why don't you tie the rope around the crocodile and he stays outside the hole and then you guys go in.
I'll leave Barter and the crocodile can wait. Me and Chad will
How
go
long's the
look for you.
crocodile?
How long is he?
Yeah.
18 feet.
Could I climb inside him? Like, he swallowed me whole, and he climbed through the hole, and it not hurt me.
You want to get eaten by a crocodile?
You can try it,
But
there's
with
only
no,
one way you can find out
with no hit
by
points.
trying it.
Do it.
You would rather be eaten by a crocodile than just walk through a hole.
Well,
Please
no.
do it. Please do
What I'm
it.
thinking-
Like part of the little face in his esophagus,
yeah, that's
wearing
what I'm
like a
thinking.
hoodie.
You want us to eat you, that's what you're telling me.
I think you'll die.
Bear with me. It's just a little thought process I'm going through. I can fit in
Can
his
I
tummy.
wear a Castus like a wetsuit?
Can I cosplay as Costas in his
In
tummy?
Costas.
Can I
Put
wear
my
Costas?
my hands into his arms.
No.
You want to turn into a puppet?
That's not how the inside of the creatures work. I
In
think.
order
Not
for you
follow.
to get through his neck and esophagus, he's going to have to crunch you up.
Yeah, it'll hurt him if he doesn't.
Don't remember that time your
got a big
snake
mouth.
swallowed a witch?
Yeah, and
She was fine.
She was she fine?
Yeah.
she was
You
fine.
turned into a briefcase.
It's a little
We
bit
still
like
have to
putting a
learn
A lot
camera
of
down
mental
their throat.
energy that hurt you, right?
What?
It was necrotic,
It was psychic.
psychic, not mental. Necrotic psychic.
It was mental,
energy.
yeah.
I think that can get through Costa.
They might be able to cut
All
through
right.
a crocodile.
I'm just throwing around ideas
You
here.
can't skin my
and-
crocodile.
I feel
Oh.
like it's your best yet.
You should put on a helmet.
All right, all right.
Is that in
Tinfoil
any
helmet.
way a
Yeah,
plan?
exactly.
Why don't
Please,
we
can you
put
let him
rope
try?
around you?
But yeah, and I'm
When
totally
you're
for
at the
up
other
for
end
trying.
and you're okay,
I don't mind. I'm
and
not
you
saying no.
survived it, you can put on the rope.
Me?
A double talk.
Oh, yeah.
talk.
No
Okay,
one's stopping you
either-
from
Yeah.
trying.
Either
We
you,
are stopping him
I'm
from
not stopping you from
trying.
trying.
He's got a little twinkle in his eye. He's going to kill you.
I just like it when players do this kind of stuff. It's cool.
either you get eaten by crocodile. That's one plan.
I think you should.
Time the
Hey,
first.
hey, hey, didn't I get in the snake?
You did.
You
You did
did.
get in the snake.
You
You slept in the snake.
I slept in the snake.
Why do we keep going inside?
My
in
animals.
previous campaigns.
I'm going to speak with animals and have a little word with Castus.
He's not
You
an animal.
can't.
He's a fiend.
Oh,
I think
God
you should
damn it.
try and jump
Just
in his
climb
mouth.
in.
Please try.
I'm
please,
just going
please
to
try.
kneel down to him and be like,
Stop putting your
Castus,
foot in his mouth.
me,
Putting him on like a sleeping bag.
no. I'm going to climb in, you, through there. All right?
Imagine
What's he
trying
gonna
this with the crocodile, not me.
Yeah. Am I getting anything from it?
Do you translate any of that?
I
Do you
just
wish to
say
translate any of that?
Costas.
This is only
It's
between you and him.
I say to Costas, if you want to eat him, it's up to you.
Just,
He's as like you're halfway through talking to him, and he just comes up and starts like going for your feet.
no, I've changed my mind.
It's like a bang as the
Bad
Sorry, I'm
Costas.
confused. Do you want him to eat you?
Nope.
No.
I
Nope.
think you should.
I think we should go back to our rope idea. Tie it around Chad. Chad can crawl through. Double tug. That means it's safe. Go through.
I think me and you go through, and you and the crocodile stay.
Only if it doesn't eat me.
Well,
Can't
you
promise that.
You just offered yourself to
It's-
him.
it tries to snap at you again.
No, Castus. No, Castus.
I say
Costas.
down Costas.
And I'm
We're
going
gonna go
to try
through
play my pan flute at him, but
the-
I know
Okay.
We're gonna go through.
I'm going to spend my
the
time trying to
froggy
train him with the whistle.
door.
Like
No.
a dog.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
froggy
crocodile's turning into a trained pan
Yep.
flute.
telling me outright cannot be trained by
Okay.
conflict.
I'm straight
You don't
up.
get the impression that it would work anyway.
Can you leave your shield with me so I've got a bit of light?
I'll just cast light on your pan flute.
You,
My shield goes out.
yeah, your shield goes out.
It's like
Your
a
pan flute is now
match.
glowing bright white.
Oh yeah.
You cast it on just one of the tubes.
It's like a nightclub, whatever that is.
What's the marching order for you two? Who goes first?
I'm happy to go first.
I've got more hit points, but I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it hit both
At the same
people
time.
at the same time. Yeah.
Tell me what you're doing when you're crawling through the tunnel. Describe
What
it to
I'm
me.
doing when I'm crawling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one leg,
Are you
another leg.
looking out for anything now you've been through one of these tunnels before?
Well, it hit me in the head, right?
Yeah.
So anything necrotic?
So you're looking for anything at head height that might be.
Well, like, is the tunnel the whole way through that same?
It's pretty much
whole
like 2 foot by
size?
2 foot. Yeah, it does undulate in elevation up and down,
Why is it undulating?
Undulating.
left to right. Like yeah, skewers from left to right like that
We're also leaving the rope.
in the leading robe.
I'm gonna like be
Okay.
cautious because now that I know that I got attacked last time.
Okay.
So, but I'm like blocking.
And what are you doing?
Making
You're
sure I'm
following
walking in
Chad.
I'm just trying not to look at his butt.
How are
You
you
can't help
trying
it.
not to look at his
I'm
butt?
just looking
at my
everywhere else.
tail.
Everywhere else but butt.
But.
So like the walls, the
You
floor,
guys
Can I go
the ceiling,
backwards?
that
got
kind of
quite a
thing.
lot.
No, I
Can I go
don't. He
back?
does.
I think we all know who's looking at whose butt this time.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't look anywhere else.
Oh,
Fuck. 17 points of psychic damage.
my head.
Uh-oh.
That sounds like a butt.
My,
But
No, they just
And-
rolled like nearly
Oh.
full max damage on that.
It's a good job I didn't go
my
in.
butt. I mean, my head.
11 points of psychic damage for you.
Oh, what's shit? Wait, I don't know if it would help.
What's that?
Can I cast shield?
It doesn't. No, it's,
It
it's
wouldn't
an
have helped,
attack.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like a physical attack. It doesn't help. You're not attacking your AC. You're just
18.
taking this damage.
All right, you go in front now.
Feels
No,
like the
we're not getting over each other.
Feels like the assets.
I'll lay down. I'm covered in bog juice.
Carter, as the
Gross.
rope is being pulled through your hands, it stops eventually. For a little while, you just stand there. Costas, his ever unblinking eyes, presumably one of them's looking at you. His mouth opens a little bit, closes a little bit.
Goodbye, Castus. A tug.
You get 2 tugs back.
Be a good boy, stay there. No, I'm rushing in.
Okay,
Tell him to stay there on his own.
you 4 are now in another room. Well, you 5 technically. are now in another room. So you are. This room is called the Narthex. It's the main, and it has two main wooden double doors that opens up presumably into the church proper. They're both closed. Next to the door are two alcoves with roughly hewn statues of a veiled man in them.
Leather boy.
Carved above the door, in common, is the sentence, "The door will open when the word rose is spoken out loud." Rose is in quotations.
Speak
So you're
French.
running through?
Yeah,
Usually.
go
How are you doing it?
Hmm?
How are you doing it?
I'm
Through the crawly one?
no, I'm going through the confident door
Confident
because
door.
I literally just I don't look, and obviously
Okay.
I'm stationed in front of it, and I run.
You don't look.
Wait.
Do you just have your eyes closed and
Do you
you're
run
running
right
through?
into the crocodile?
No, I'm looking behind me at the crocodile, and I run straight ahead.
All the time?
Are you just gonna run
Yeah.
into a wall?
I close my eyes and run. That's
Yeah.
always a good
But you're
idea.
looking behind you all the time.
Yeah, 'cause I'm that confident.
Roll a dexterity saving throw, because you're running blindly forward. And you also take 11 points of psychic damage.
Okay, I can just do that.
You knock
You
yourself out.
are about to die.
No, I'm not, because I'm going to cast luck and roll again.
Okay.
Can I just check?
Hmm.
We both went through different holes, but ended up in the same place.
So you went through the small hole.
Yeah.
We went through the small
You went through the small hole, and those two went
He's
through the
gone
small
through a
hole as
different
well.
hole though.
He's gone through the
He had a
confident.
rope to follow.
I know.
Yeah,
he just
he
left
dropped the rope and just ran through the big open door.
Yeah, I'm going to roll again. I'm going to cast luck and roll again. That
For
way.
what?
Well, I'm not happy with my roll.
What roll? You didn't make it roll. Oh, for your saving throw.
You said
Oh, yeah,
dexterity.
sorry. I didn't mean like mine. Yeah, go for it.
Do I choose, or is it I have to take this one?
What does it say on luck? It'll either say you roll again, you must choose this new roll, or it'll say you roll twice and you choose the better.
I choose which die.
You choose which one. Yeah. Which one do you want?
So it's 8 plus, what is it? Dexterity?
Yeah.
So 9.
9 total. So you stumble a couple of times and you like bruise up your shoulder a little bit, but you don't take any damage. But you do fall over a couple of times as you're running blindly through the tunnels. And then eventually you just are ejected out, stumbling into the same room that everybody else is in. As you guys look around, there are 3 openings where you got crawled through.
So we could have gone down any.
Costas reluctantly follows Parta.
Uh-oh.
Do you give Costas any specific instructions?
I
Don't.
just
Chase.
he just doesn't want to be on his own.
He goes down the middle one? You don't give him any other specific instructions other than
No.
follow. He takes 14 points of damage. Psychic damage. And you're now in this room. So I'll describe it. Carved above the wooden door in common is the sentence, "The door will open when the word rose is spoken out loud." The room itself is about 20 feet wide, about 30 foot deep. And the ceiling's about 15 feet high, and it reaches like a conical apex in the middle. There's rubble all around. It looks like this once joined up to the place that it used to be, but that's long since caved in, and so someone's burrowed these holes that you've crawled through.
Can I investigate one of the statues and just see if any of them like track
Yes.
walls?
As you approach one of the alcoves with a roughly hewn veiled man in them, a wooden face appears on the double doors. And he says, "Ah, my name is Conquistador. It's good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
It's been a while since I've seen anyone."
Conquistador.
"Yes, that's my name.
What are you doing in the door?
I live here.
You live in the door.
Yes.
Lovely house.
It's lovely to see people again.
Who's the last person you saw?
One that looked like you but blue.
Ah, they just come through here.
Yes, about 5-10 minutes ago.
Interesting.
What are your names?"
Meet my friend, Conquistador.
Is it
The
normal
doorman?
for people to live indoors?
It's just like a face, a 3-dimensional face made up of like just timber.
All right there, doorman.
I'd like to read out the inscription just out loud to myself.
Okay.
The door will open when the word rose is spoken.
What's your names?
Doesn't give a shit.
I'm Conquistador. Lovely to meet you.
It's very rude of you to interrupt Mr. Door here.
Oh, I was doing that on my own.
Mm.
Sorry.
Introduce yourselves to my friend.
Looks around with creaky eyes.
I am ASMR, and this is Costas.
Ah, good to meet you. I'm Conquistador. I don't get out much.
Do you go out ever?
No,
How did you get here?
I live here.
How did you
I've always been here.
Did someone make you here?
Yes.
Interesting.
Right, Conquistador.
Very well, thank you. Yes.
I'm Pater.
Good to meet you, Pater.
Rose.
I'm trying to give them up.
Oh, well, what?
What are you guarding?
Oh, apparently there's another room behind me. I've never seen it. I can only look this way.
Can we see it?
I'd love you to see it.
How did the blue man get through?
He knows how to get through.
Do you know how to get through?
No, unfortunately, every time I recede back into the door, I forget everything I've learnt.
Convenient.
Oh,
Yeah.
this means we'll never see you again after we walk through the door.
No, you will see me again.
But you won't know.
I won't
us.
remember you.
That's
That's
so
really
sad.
sad.
Wouldn't it be sad?
Well,
Wouldn't it be sad?
I'll remember seeing you, but I won't remember what we've interacted about.
Can we leave you something to remember us by?
Oh, I love that. It's so boring, like looking at these same 3 walls.
Mm.
Let's leave him a rose.
Do you have a rose?
I could.
Oh, actually, so could I.
Hang on.
But you got a
But
speak.
you got roses.
You got a speak rose, no?
Yeah, cast rose.
Do you have to not say rose?
Giant rose. Sorry?
What does the inscription say?
So the inscription says,
Words spoken.
the door will open when the door will open when the word rose is spoken out loud.
Maybe
Has he said rose yet?
Ah.
I don't say that out loud.
Well,
don't
then
say
you
that
should
out
ask
loud.
him a question.
Do you know this little nursery rhyme? Ring a roses, pocket full of posies, tissue, we all fall down.
No,
Do you want to repeat it after me?
I'm not really in for
Ring a roses.
roll a persuasion check for me.
Natural 1. Plus what? Plus what? 5.
It's a little bit childish, really. I mean, I've been stated here, or I've been trapped here for many centuries. I'd really like some adult conversation, to be fair.
When things are written down, what's the word that I'm thinking of? Is it written in prose?
Sure.
What was that word?
Prose? Roll a deception check.
Oh.
Chad, you're good.
Deception.
Yeah.
19.
Row! And then as he says that, he's like, oh no, I hate this part. As the 2 doors open and his face splits apart.
I'm so sorry.
That's gross.
And he's just screaming as the 2 doors open up.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad we met your friend.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was easy.
Well figured out.
Wonder who figured that out. I think that was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you.
It was the
figured
crocodile
out.
that figured it out.
Yeah,
Costas.
he's smart.
Costas.
Smart lizard.
Costas pads his way through. And you see that now this, on the inside here,
Sorry.
this is the main chamber of what used to be the church. And it's still at a slight slope. A lot of the pews have been pushed down to the end. However, you do see where the altar is. There is a large gathering of probably about a dozen to a dozen and a half people. They're all on their knees and they're all praying, chanting together, focused at this altar. And you see a couple of like blue skin grung guards dotted around as well.
Before we do anything, I've only got 4 health points. Can you help me out?
Also,
anybody?
before we do anything, I've changed.
Get inside!
I changed back to Mike, and I am what you were like when you were the Hulk. When you changed from your pacifist to her. I am furious.
You're a furious version of Parter.
I am furious.
Furious
Mike.
My dog
Oh.
is
No,
dead.
just
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'm like, I'm genuinely
Can you
willing
not
to kill
just
all these people
call
right
him? Call him or her. Sorry.
now. I can't.
Didn't I just say his name? Her name.
I'm not even saying anything. I'm just letting you know.
Hmm.
I am fucking furious. But you can't tell because I'm like the widest
Smiling.
smile, and my eyes are even wider than they've ever been before.
Yeah.
Imagine
Mike looks
I've
like
got,
she's having a great time.
Like that door, did you, huh?
Please go now.
If you could hear anything, it's my.
I use healing hands on Parter. You get 5 hit points.
Sweet.
That's 1 a day. What's everyone else's hit points?
16.
23.
38. Could do with some healing.
Just dump it all into Pip.
Yeah,
It's
if
fine.
you can get me back up to 50, that would be really handy.
I'll give 5 to Chad.
Thank you.
5 to me. And 5 to... Wait, 5 to me. Will the 5 to me heal Costas?
Does it say spell? Because I think that's not... Your lay on hands is a class
don't-
feature.
That's fine. Then
Yeah,
I'll
so it
use,
doesn't heal them.
I'll use 5 on Costas as well.
Okay.
So I have 5 left.
Bando.
Mando could do with 5.
Is Bando been hurt as well? Then I use all of my lay on hands ball, and Bando gets 5.
Your paladin's out of healing, natural healing.
It's probably fine,
You do
right?
have some spells.
It's-
I'm gonna. I can use cure wounds on myself as well, right?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'm.
What
gonna-
level would you like to use that at?
My situation's looking pretty dire.
definitely.
So I'm going to use my level 3.
Okay.
So 3d8 plus 5.
Roll it.
Okay.
So as you haven't moved away from the door and it's still screaming, like you see one of the guards,
Notice us?
one of the grung guards look over, spots you in the doorway.
Nice and simple.
Should we keep standing in the
25.
door, the
So I'm
screaming
back
doorway?
25. Cool.
Um,
Part is on full.
Okay.
And the grung just lets out a which you know is intruders and points over at you. And the other grung guards look over
I don't
towards
know.
you.
Oh,
Let's roll
we should
initiative.
be peaceful. We should be peaceful and not kill all of my kind.
I will kill everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can read.
Oh, I was like about to say 50, but that's not.
50.
Tim, do I need to roll for Costas?
Um,
Do you need
No,
to roll
she-
Phantom?
Too soon.
Wow.
Too soon.
That
He
was,
has his
you
own
just wait
Much
till
to do.
what,
He has his own
seconds
initiative,
after you-
So I roll for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Pip,
Because you made a
I
joke about
got
the dog.
19
He's not that
and
cool.
Bando takes
Need my
his turn
crocodile.
on my initiative.
yes, he does. And Parter,
Need it.
13.
13. Mike,
14.
14. Mike,
Oh, I have -1.
He's a big dumb idiot.
Chad,
9.
Aya,
Mine was 19.
and you've got Costas.
He rolled 4, but I can't find his.
It'd just be his dexterity modifier.
Oh, then no, 4.
Then no. Cool. So we have at the top, well, we've got Aya and Pip at the top. So you can go in whichever order you wish.
You
I'll let you go first because if you want to tell us not to kill everyone.
And then we've got at a 14, we've got Mike. And then after that it's 13 with Parter. And then a 9 for Shard.
Can you
Oh.
please take Phantom off his pet
Shard.
human?
And then
Phantom won't be back.
Costas.
He's going to be back.
So that kind of happens at the same time, but we're fine with that. And
Tim's
then
twisted, he's not
blue
twisted.
skinned. Here we go. I'm at the end.
We know
Is
he
it too late for me to cast Stealth without trace? Because
So
now that they've noticed.
They're looking right at you, so they know where you are. So stealthing when someone's looking right at you,
Yeah.
it doesn't turn you invisible. It just means
Yeah.
that like it dulls the sound that you make, It means it makes you more adhere to the shadows a little bit better. So at this moment, it would be very difficult for you to like stealth away.
It's fine.
Not impossible,
Do I recognise?
but you could do it.
Is this my whole?
Roll an
plan?
insight check.
Natural one.
You don't recognise them. It might be because you just didn't have any interaction with them when you were here, or they could be brand new.
That's fine.
Grung.
Um,
It's not unusual for Grung society to like a larger one to absorb like a smaller settlement into its own, like kill off the leaders and then absorb the rest of the.
do
People
I see
into
the
it.
blue?
They're all blue. They're three
Oh,
blue.
no.
Oh, the one that you were
The one
tracking.
that we were-
No,
Yeah.
he's not here.
He's not here.
Oh.
No.
Oh no, he
That's
went
weird.
because he came.
You
from
might have
the
just came running through and off somewhere else.
north. Oh, true.
There are a couple of other places that you can go in this place.
Okay. I feel like we're just going to fight them all, aren't we?
No,
I hope so.
Well, no one's fired a shot.
I'm
But
not
he
here to
pointed
fight.
at us and shouted, "Intruders!"
It's true.
You
But you
can
just be like,
chat
no,
them
no,
up.
make a delivery. Here's your screaming door.
I do that.
You do that. It's we're in a shop.
No.
It's
We're
Pip's turn.
Yeah.
What do I
Just saying,
do?
before like if the first fire has been
Yeah.
shot, there's a potential that you can try and defuse the situation if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, oh, don't mind us. We're just looking for a friend.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check. Roll a deception check. Because you aren't looking for a friend. With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Only if it was just you, you'd be fine. But you're with company that Grung don't usually.
Can I give her
Roll
my
with-
inspiration?
Yeah, you can go for. And that would cancel out the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just go with your first roll.
Good. 17.
17. Okay. Let's roll inside check on that part. They lower their bows. Oh yeah. What do you want to do?
Attack.
Oh, don't get through to you.
I'm gonna hold my action. If any of them fire an arrow at any one of us, I want to lightning lower them.
Mike, what would you like to do?
Uh,
It looks like the situation is slowly diffusing,
I don't
but it's still
I don't-
rather tense.
I don't see that happening.
Choose not to see it.
Mouth.
That's an
minute
error.
Inspiration.
Meteors.
Oh, minute
I
meteors.
did appreciate the
I
inspiration.
tried.
Is this new?
Yeah.
So you cast Mel's minute meteors.
Yeah.
What is the range of that?
Meteor.
They're lowering their weapons.
You create 6 tiny meteors in your space. They float in the air and orbit you for the spell's duration. When you cast a spell, blah, 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 you choose within 120 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
Once the meteor reaches its destination or impacts against a solid surface, the meteor explodes. Each creature within 5 feet of the point where the meteor explodes must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes.
On a
two-
bonus action on each of your turns thereafter. So your first action is you just create the
Just
meteors
cast
and they just start orbiting. You don't do anything else after that.
Probably for the best.
So you got these, and they will last
Somebody subdue
orbiting
my...
you
Yeah.
for 10
Yeah.
minutes. And you can cast them as a bonus action at any time.
Carry Mike out of the room.
So, 1 second
Cast
You
also.
can also
Just-
move as well if you wish.
1 second also.
It's like eating them.
Okay. I'm gonna
Don't touch it.
spend a sorcery point on extended spell.
Cool.
So
And
they
you-
last longer than 10 minutes.
Cool. How long does it extend for? I forget.
Up to 24 hours.
Cool. Nice. So yeah, you got these meteorites that will just constantly orbit your head for the next 24 hours. Parter.
All right.
Oh, do you want to move, by the way?
Yeah, close to them.
So you can
While
first.
holding my 2 daggers, but I'm not using them. I'm just
Okay.
holding them.
So you close the distance about 50 feet away.
Yep.
So you get about 30 feet away, like scooting down between the pews, weaving in and out. You get closer and closer to the individuals that are worshipping. Roll a perception check for me, please.
And while I'm weaving, I'm just going.
With these meteors just orbiting your head.
What am I rolling? Sorry.
Perception.
Perception. 20.
Natural 20.
Yeah, boy.
So out the corner of your eye,
Yep.
you, through all like the red mist and the rage, you notice something that triggers a memory. You think back to Glorandal,
Do you want me to get more angry?
and you think that one of the worshipping civilians matches the exact description of his wife, Miarelle Silverbrook. the slave that was captured by the orcs.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Is
So
now
long as
these are
Before.
civilians that we shouldn't harm.
Wait, are the civilians with the
But
grunts
they're with
or
the
the
they're all
slaves of
they're
the
all
grunts?
like on their knees worshipping this altar. There's about 18 of them,
Slaves.
and the grung, of which there are 3, seem to be guarding them.
They're petulant.
Mm.
Penitent, not petulant.
Petulant.
You haven't been around
I
enough
just
to
wrote a little
ascertain their
typo.
attitude
Oh.
towards authority.
Authority.
Okay.
Yeah, you recognise that that's Miarelle, Glorandal's estranged wife.
I don't tell anyone.
Okay, keep that all inside,
Bury it deep down.
and we're on to
At
party.
least you didn't throw a meteor at her.
Haven't yet.
Oh my.
We come in peace. Put your meteors down, all right? And then I'll pull this out. I'm going to spend 2 slots because there's three grungs, right? So
So that'll be all of your slots for today.
yeah. So I'm going to use 2 slots. I don't know how to do that.
It tells you what to do.
And I'm just going to make 2 of them. Is there one that's quite a clear leader?
No, they didn't look like there's a boss and then 2 underlings. It looks more like there are 3 guards.
Okay, I'm going to panpipe the shit out of it.
Okay. What's your DC?
Uh,
I kind of already hate giving you these pen pipes.
panpipes.
And then leading us to a room full
Entirely.
of.
I didn't know when he was going to get them and when you were going to get here, if ever.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. Where am I looking?
What's your DC? Well, it should say on there.
My DC.
Yeah.
Which one's my
On
DC?
your, on your spells. So if you go to your character sheet,
Yeah.
click on spells, it'll have at the top, it'll be your spell
That's it.
saves DC. So like 15 maybe?
16.
16. Groovy. Fail. Fail. Both fail. What do you command them to do?
John is not
And I'm
a
making them dance.
Okay.
Making them dance.
So 2 out of the 3 just start like Gumba from
Yeah.
Mario Brothers
That's it.
film.
Yep.
Start shuffling
so
from
cute.
side to side.
And then I'm
Can
going to
I
make
do
him
the
dance
white
up to
dancing
the
the
other.
whole
I'm
time
going to make
too.
him dance up to the other grung.
Okay.
Just dance around him, just doing this
Okay. So very much like using him like
with their hands.
a maypole, and then just like encircling him
with their
from
fingers.
side to side. Cool. Chad,
How
there's
close?
some very different approaches happening right now.
How close are the slaves, or those that are they shackled? Or are they just
No.
there?
They're just there, just on their knees,
I
having
don't
a
think
good
they're
old,
slaves.
good old worship of the altar.
I think they're Ewan knights.
Ewan.
You win at night.
My
Ewan
goodness.
knights.
Oh,
You win
Ewan.
nights.
Yeah.
You won.
Ewan.
Ewan McGregor knights. How close are they to us?
So the grungs are roughly about 50 feet, and the slaves are anywhere between 25 and 45, 50 feet.
Okay.
Peppered all around.
I'd like to, under my breath,
Yeah.
in case this all falls apart,
Okay.
cast something in the corner.
Okay. Cool.
Is it Greece?
It's not grease.
It would be a treat.
That'll
though.
be later. It would be a treat. But I would like to cast Minor Illusion
Okay.
in the corner
Yeah.
of Ewan.
Of the veiled man.
Of a real man.
Shit.
But like in at high up. So people can't just go touch him.
Okay.
But I want him to be like
That's scary.
real leathered up. I want him to just be
That's not
looking
what I meant when I.
real sexy
Is
in
he
the
real
sky,
sexy? Is he
riding a
on a
rope.
You know he's wearing. You know he's
Wearing-
wearing a veil.
Wearing chaps.
And a veil.
Is he wearing a gimp mask?
He's not wearing a gimp. He's not
We
wearing.
can't see whether
He's
he is or
wearing
he isn't.
But he's riding a
He may or
swing.
may not be wearing a
It's
gimp mask.
unconfirmed.
This is
No,
a
he's
god
wearing
Christmas.
chaps. He's wearing chaps just
Oh.
off in the distance.
Just like chandelier to chandelier.
Yeah. I just want him sort of floating. While everybody's looking at us, I want him to just be
But
riding
it's
a
silent.
swing.
It's silent, right? So how are they gonna notice him?
Well, that's what's gonna happen if this all goes to shit.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
going
So
to
he's just up there
alert
having
them
a good time.
to their sex lord in the sky.
Sex lord in the sky.
Are they going to recognize that. I said, gosh.
If you
They probably will.
you've seen the
He's the god
murals,
of
you've
weather
seen
and
the various effigies around. It depends how elaborate you want to go with the description. But yeah, if you want it to look like him, it will look like
It
him.
will look like him, and he's in
What if the real one
chaps
comes out?
riding a swing.
Yeah.
God.
What if the real one comes out? It's like, the hell is that?
Well, then they won't know who to attack. It's perfect.
It's a win-win. Cool. Do you want to move anywhere?
No, I'm good. Just
Yeah, in the doorway.
Um,
So with the screaming door.
making sure that the angle's right for this
Working.
sexy swing.
Yeah. Costas.
Costas is just gonna stay behind me.
Okay.
He's a little bit intimidated by everything that's happened all at once.
It's a lava crocodile.
Yeah.
He's got one eye on the chap man.
He notices.
He notices.
Immediately clocks the chapman.
You know. It further confirms his
Yeah.
distrust.
Like, his other eye just swivels to you.
Yeah.
I think
With
he worships
confusion.
the
Nope,
cap god.
absolutely not. Don't tell my crocodile who to worship.
He's just stay near you.
Yes.
He said, yeah.
Yes, he stays behind me.
So the grung, highly confused with what's going on, even, despite the fact
Yeah,
not
as
even
well.
seeing the chapped god.
It's hidden.
Just everything else is confusing. Goodness knows what they would think would if they looked up. They say to you, so, Burp, what are you doing here? Burp,
Just looking for a friend. I think he just passed it.
Burp, good friend. Burp.
We can't remember his name, but he's a fellow blue grung.
Wait, don't you know his name from last week?
Yeah.
Nep.
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 Nep. Just looking for Nep.
Okay, this will be on your turn. Well, we'll get you to do a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh. 5.
They are resolutely stout with like not actually giving you information. They're like Pip, you've been away for too long. Things have changed here.
What? Yeah. What? Why'd you move?
We worship the pale
Sex
god. Burp.
Yeah.
You on?
You and yeah.
Do they
See
worship these people by choice?
Yeah.
Like, do these
Who are your
people-
Who are your friends?
They worship. You on?
We also worship you and
Prove it. Pray with us.
we're really busy. We need to find Nep, but we'll come back and worship.
No further. You'll go.
Is there a door?
Just give him a high five.
Is there a door in the room? Are there
Yeah,
other doors?
yeah. There's like
Yeah.
a couple of exits behind them that
Oh.
are guarding.
Yeah. But we can't leave because we need to save Miarelle
Probably also all the other worshippers.
and the other
But also,
civilians.
so you approach them,
Yeah,
try and touch his hand,
my bad.
roll a Constitution saving throw, and I'll do the same.
You can outpoison each other.
What's your DC?
My 15.
15.
Is that something that they were saying? Or?
Sorry, what was that?
Actually, that might even
That's
be
just
immune.
my spell save.
They might even be immune to poison. Actually, think about it.
Oh, I too am immune to poison.
Oh, then they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we just high five.
So you just high five. So he puts it to stop, and you just go.
I knew
He just frowns.
we'd come to some agreement.
Yeah.
Just let us pass through, and
Nope. So you've done your full movement, which because you had to get 50 feet to get to him, and then just lightly touched his hand. So you've done your movement and your action.
My action was to give him a high five.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
wanted to
I'm
move
done.
that 50 feet to go up to give him a high five.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I looked disapproving as I returned from the high five.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk towards them.
Oh, Bando. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Bando.
I'll just point up and he knows to fly up to the rafters and just.
Okay, he starts flying up and then goes, "Ah!" and dives one side, narrowly missing the crotch of the chaperon.
Inappropriate. Carry on. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm just gonna walk towards them. But
Okay.
again, I'm gonna hold my action. If
Yeah.
they
So you move 30 feet. You're kind of standing in amongst the outer area of where all the worshippers are.
okay.
Um,
Do I
why don't you roll
recognise-
an insight check, actually, while you're here?
2.
2. Okay, you're just like, yeah, it looks about right.
Do I recognise anything from my book?
From your book.
Yeah, as in the way that they
From
worship
my
in
butt.
something.
She said that too. I was like, what?
Still thinking about my butt.
Well, so she said it too.
Have I pooped?
Tim, what should I roll for poop?
I think you just do it. I think it's a free action. I'm happy for you to
Not the
poop when you
time,
like.
but
Yeah, you look around, and nothing other than like the rough effigies of the veiled man. It looks like this is not a church to Ewan. It's been repurposed as a place of worship, and they've just stuck a few like bits and pieces around.
okay.
It looks very makeshift. These people are just praying to the altar.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
about it. That's all you can really tell.
As if I've moved as far as I can, then I'm just gonna
And hold your
on,
action.
If they're hostile to any of us,
Yeah.
including even the
You haven't seen it.
Don't look at me like
if
that.
they're hostile to any
You
of
don't know
us,
that
Yeah.
I made that. That's their god. That has nothing to do with me.
Swinging like Miley
That's their
Cyrus.
chap sex demon god floating in the sky.
If they do
So if they're
anything-
hostile to any of you and your friends,
I will lightning law
lightning your
the
Cool.
guilty pie.
Mike, you're 30 feet closer. You have these meteorites orbiting your head. Pip has rushed past you, kind
Oh,
of
you didn't
overtaken
touch
you,
her on the way?
and then touched
Should have.
hands with the grung in front of you. They've just gone like lightly touched hands, but they are just croaking at each other. You don't know what they're saying.
Looks like a high five.
Can you describe the layout of the room?
Yeah, so
Where everyone is?
think of like a quite a high ceilinged room. At one time there was giant glass windows all the way down the side. They've now been completely boarded up to keep like the submerged swamp from seeping in. Everything is still quite wet underfoot because it is not 100% seal. All of the pews have been pushed to the front. A lot of them look rotten. The whole place is probably about 30 feet wide and about 120 feet long. You've come in the middle, so you're about 50 feet away from the steps of the altar, and then there's the altar at the top. Behind the altar, and so behind the guards themselves, are 2 doors leading to the back of the building, presumably.
The guards.
Yes.
Are they grung guards?
Yes.
2 of them are dancing.
2 of them are dancing around the other one, which you high-fived.
Are they close to anyone else?
Pip. Like touching Pip.
By all outward glances, they look like the friendliest happiest people.
They are dancing around
Are there
and
any
then
other
high-fiving
grunts?
Pip. No, just those 3.
I don't like this one.
Bro, bro.
Sorry, she's got like 50 hit
Hey,
points.
back
so-
up.
You keep pushing my chair. I'm scared for
Okay.
you, Pip.
Why would you? What are you doing?
Okay.
Why would you hurt me?
Do you need me to do some dexterity saving throws?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
So I'm going to cast darkness towards that area,
yeah.
and as a bonus action,
Throw me.
throw a meteor.
1 or 2. You can choose 1 or 2.
I'm going to throw 2, but I'm going to. There is still a tiny bit of a human side to me,
Mhm.
so I obviously don't want to kill Pip, but.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Nice to
spend
know.
a sorcery point
My final
to
thought.
allow her to
Oh, yeah.
automatically...
She didn't mean it.
Hey.
Sorry.
I can spend a sorcery point to allow a creature to automatically succeed on the saving throw of a spell that I cast.
Cool.
So she automatically succeeds.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate that. I'm just
First
in
of
the
all, what
dark.
happens is a
In the dark.
15-foot sphere of utter blackness appears in the middle of the church.
Not
Can
very
it happen
nice.
exactly as we high five?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like high
Love
five.
that.
You look at each other like, oh, that doesn't quite work, and then everything goes black. You can still hear the pitter patter of grung feet as they dance around, and then kind of like start stumbling. And he's in dexterity saving throws twice, I believe.
This is madness. This is not, what are we doing?
So I've
Being
got
good,
14,
guys.
16, and 19.
This is what being good, guys,
Just
looks
like
like.
that.
So am I doing this?
Also, are you ever going to point it out to them?
As soon as it all goes to shit.
It's going to shit.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
It's not my
14,
turn yet.
16, and 19.
Oh, I think they all survived.
What's your spell save thing?
This is attack save Dex 14.
So
they all
14,
survive it?
one fails
One
on the
fails.
first one.
Did I kill the shit out of it?
And then,
You
I'm
kill it.
really
it shits
angry.
so the first one, and then the second one takes one, the second one actually saves. So the first person, one of the dancing grungs, fails twice. The other dancing grung fails once because you've fired 2 meteoroids at it. And the one in the middle saves both times.
A creature takes 2d6
Yep.
fire damage on a failed save.
Or half as much.
Half as much.
So
Okay,
the one that
cool.
saved still will take damage. So why don't you roll 4... No, roll 2d6.
2d6.
Yeah.
If you kill him,
I've never bothered to ask what that is.
2.
Yep.
Could have succeeded
5.
multiple
5. So that's 5 there, 2 there, and 2 there. Yep, go again on the 2d6. Because you rolled 2 meteorites.
6.
Yep.
6.
So that's, geez, 12. So yeah, he's super dead. And that's 12. So that's a full 12. He's dead. But the one that high-fived you still feel his hand against your hand. But yeah, as this persistent 15-foot sphere of utter darkness persists, you see out of one side just this one burnt grung hand just flop out onto the side of the altar, just steaming. You also smell this really horrible smell inside there.
Nice.
Can hear the popping of flesh.
Burning, grown flesh.
Yeah. And then we're on to... Do you want to move? You done a bonus in action.
No, I was
Can
going to
move as
ask
well.
a question, but I know what the answer is.
What's that?
Do I or do I not make corpse angels?
Yeah, we all know
Do
what the
not.
answer is. Do you want to run up
The
to
answer
the
is yes.
corpse? And on the next action, you can just lay down and start making corpse angels.
No, I'm good.
Too angry to call.
I just done
Too angry to corpse. Parter.
utterly disgusted by that.
Mike's on a mission.
You couldn't see it happen.
Also, you've done
No,
worse.
nothing happened.
He's done so much work.
You couldn't see what happened.
You tried to wear another
All I saw, yeah, but
skin.
That wasn't it.
Not 10 minutes ago.
I didn't try to wear anybody's.
You wanted to cosplay as Costa.
You did try
I
to.
wanted to
Costa
climb
play.
in there so he could transport me to safety.
You wanted him to eat you.
I didn't throw a meteor at somebody though, did I?
Pip.
I threw 2.
Have I still got one that's
I
dancing?
still saved you.
Nope, they're both dead.
Dancers are dead.
Guts. But you don't know that. There's no way of you
It's
telling.
darkness, you don't know.
Oh well, I'm
You
just
see
gonna
one hand.
keep on playing, but with tears dropping down here as I see one arm drop
Yeah.
out, knowing that one's probably.
Crocodile tears.
Do you puke?
No.
Oh.
No, not yet. Because I
You
can't see. I can't see anything.
You
All I can
haven't
see is
puked once this episode.
it's because I'm not seeing enough. Like, all I can see is a little smoking arm.
I
So-
don't think I've ever seen such a sad fan fully play.
Is this how you do an encounter?
This is exactly how I thought it was going to go. Definitely not anywhere different.
Um,
Definitely
And
thought it was
then-
going to be a sex lord in the rafters. Meteorites burning alive, grung in the
That's
15-foot
how you
sphere of
set it
darkness
up.
whilst you played the flute.
Cry.
where am I?
He's
in
cried.
terms of moving, where am I
Of course.
in comparison to her?
You can move. You didn't move last round, but you can move up to 30 feet. So
I
you
don't
can
want to be
get.
close to her.
You can get into. No, you won't
Why
be close to. Well, no, you haven't moved this last round, so you'll be next to
Because
Mike
you're
or
terrified.
and around that. You don't have to be next to her, but you're within that radius of a
Okay.
point.
I'm going to move around as I'm crying, playing my pan flute.
Yeah, you can work your way down the
Okay.
left-hand side if you want to, rather than down the middle where Mike went.
I don't want to go towards the frog bodies.
Nope.
I still want to, because I think
They're kind of in the
they're alive,
centre.
'cause okay, I'm walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
The
the
outside.
left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the left.
You're there. Chad.
Can I see? I assume that I can't. That the two frogs have croaked.
Roll a
Insensitive, very insensitive.
roll a perception check
I thought it was funny.
with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, because you can't see through the magical darkness.
Alright, 19.
You'd have to use your lizard ears.
16.
In total?
Yeah.
You do think you hear the faint, like, two bodies hit the floor.
That sounds like a croak.
Oh, wow, guys.
They're alive.
I don't have
It was the 3 total, right?
Yeah, 3 blue, grung, and Pip.
Have any of the worshippers moved at all? Or
Nope.
made a move on anybody?
Weirdly enough, they have not broken their chanting, they have not broken their prayer. Almost as if they're in a trance.
Okay.
Because they see their sex.
Can I? Yeah.
You've come to us.
I have started
I don't
worshipping.
question you, Colin.
No.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Never
no,
say that
no one
again.
heard. It's fine. No one
Can I see if there's anything else in the room that would be
Orchestrating
emanating a trance?
this. Roll a perception check.
words today.
Emanating a trance.
He's definitely in a
18.
dictionary.
18?
Undulating.
I drank a bunch of wine.
You're pretty sure that you don't see anyone else in this room that's obvious. If they are in this room, they're invisible or incredibly well hidden.
Okay. Can
Cool. Okay.
Neat.
Nido.
Do I still have anything that I can do?
You can still move and maybe do a bonus action.
Mm,
So she was staring again.
Alice went also into
I
a
was in
trance.
another world.
were
She's
you
thinking about her
worshipping the
sex god.
I was
sex?
so distracted by the
sex
sex
god in
god.
the sky?
It's deep.
Sorry. Again, he's moved.
To the left.
She's moved.
Yeah.
She's in darkness.
Yeah.
Crocodiles wherever. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's whatever. She's
Moved.
moved slightly.
I was
Yeah.
30 feet more
30 feet.
towards them.
So next to equatable distance for Parter and Mike. They're all 30 feet closer from the door to the grungs, but spread out.
I'm gonna stay by the door.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's still screaming for you to leave the door.
I'm gonna shut his face.
We have to shut the back of his face, please.
I'll shut the back of his head. Yeah. That's fine.
At least you
Yeah.
accomplished that.
Yeah. Just so it, like, no screaming. There's no pan flute.
Yeah. It's nice and
Finally,
silent.
I can worship my sex god. Silence.
Or silent sex god, because it doesn't make a noise. Groovy.
That's me.
Costas.
Costas would like to eat the arm that came out of the darkness.
Come in front of me.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You
I
can't see
cannot
it.
see
You
that.
cannot
That's
see it.
Well, you can't see, you can't touch.
He's dead anyway.
So
What's that make?
he pushes his way through the worshippers that get physically pushed out of the way,
And they still worship.
and they just get back up onto their knees and carry on chanting and worshipping as if they haven't missed a beat. And as it gets up to the edge of this darkness, he just goes
What's making the
and just pulls the grung out of the half out of the darkness. You can see the top of its torso,
Yeah.
incredibly burned, and then it just starts crunching it and swallowing it down, and
So-
its little feet just go into its mouth.
Does it enjoy food?
Yes.
Thank you.
If I die, will he eat me?
That's just-
Just wanna,
Yeah.
Yes,
just
he
wanna know.
eats.
Whole.
if you were dead and we couldn't bring you back, would you care?
Yes.
You would care if I would give you a funeral right, and then my crocodile would eat you.
That's so
Wow.
thoughtful.
You feel the touch of the grung's hand leave. Okay. He runs out. He gets completely disorientated in the darkness and runs out straight forward, which is straight into Mike,
Oh no.
Nope.
and skids to a halt when he sees you, and then looks around in a panic. Doesn't really know what happened. No. And then he just runs perpendicular, spends his action to run down towards where you are actually, and tries to get to one of the doors, but around the darkness. That's what he does. You're in the pitch black.
I ran out of that.
Roll a survival check for me.
9.
Which way would you like to run out?
The way I was facing, which is when I walked
Front.
up, and then I so away from everyone else.
So you want to run forward. Yeah, you pretty much get it right. You kind of emerge onto the other side of the darkness. You stumble over like the steps a little bit because it was elevated. And then when you look around, you can see the blue grung that was touching your hand now running around your periphery.
Can I see Costa eating a grung?
Yeah. Well,
Do you
he
want
did swallow it all, so you do see him like gulping something down, but you don't know what it was.
I know
Could be
what it was.
Could be Potter.
Okay, try. Okay.
Could be
No?
even one of the
Alright.
worshippers. I don't know.
know what it was. I'm very
This
upset.
is already dead.
Doesn't make it okay.
Just a bee.
It's the bee.
I'm gonna make my way towards the altar.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're up.
Given the pandemonium,
Mhm.
how far away is the one that is running away?
So he came towards you, so he was like 10 feet away, and then he ran away, so he's probably only about 25 feet away from you right now.
Okay. I would like to approach this grung and hit on the head with a flail, but subdue or damage.
Okay, roll to hit.
Say that like an
I'd like to give it
Like to make it-
Scarlet.
She's not knock it unconscious.
So brain it. It's fine.
Costas is still hungry.
He prefers
For life
food
food.
first.
20.
That
Not
hits.
that 20.
Aw.
And then 5 plus 6.
Yeah, you clock him around the back of the head, and he goes down like a lead balloon
Okay, but
The
he's just
skids.
unconscious. It's fine. Oh, he's fine.
along the floor, into the wooden steps,
Into Costas' mouth.
into Costa's mouth, and he's swallowed whole. And I think we'll leave it there.
What?
Yeah.
Just before my go.
Yes, indeed.
We're in initiative too.
Yeah.
Dang, damn it!
You just wait.
There's a.
So,
Hold on to that anger for another week.
if you can.
I can-
Thank you for joining us. I'd like to. Well, no, that's not how I end the thing at all. I'd like to thank my players Ellie, Josh, Annie, Galil, and Alice. If you'd like to plug your social media, now is an amazing time to do so.
At Ellie Bar.
At MCM Josh.
At Annie_squirrel.
At Wisdom Saving Bro.
That's your best one. That's your best one.
That's very good.
Yeah, right.
Alright.
ALUCY.
And I'm at MCM_Tim. Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you don't know what to do, follow.
Can I see the Constitution Saving Bro?